The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Same thing he's done for 8 years. He spent $87 billion on housing affordability to double housing costs. We have fewer homes per capita than we did when he took office, the fewest homes of any country in the G7. He doubled the rent, doubled mortgage payments, doubled the needed down payment, to the point where the Bank of Canada reports this week that Canada has the worst housing affordability in 41 years. And Rent.ca reveals that it's now more expensive to rent one room in a shared apartment than it was 8 years ago to rent the entire apartment for oneself. Mr. Speaker, when will we realize that ballooning inflation and the bureaucracy doesn't build homes?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, when will the Leader of the Official Opposition understand that voting against the construction of 71,000 new homes through the Apartment Construction Loan Program is not going to help anyone? That voting against the construction of 12,000 new affordable homes through the Rapid Housing Initiative will not help Canadians. He chose to play partisan games last night in trying to shut down this House through a MAGA-inspired approach while we continue to stand up for Canadians and deliver on the things they need. While they play partisan games, we will continue to fight for Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, Maclean's magazine reports, and I quote, "2 jobs, no money, how mortgage rates have pushed one Toronto father to the brink." And I quote, 2 years into our mortgage, their bi-weekly payments have reached $2,268, now paying more than $5,000 a month to live in a 900-square-foot townhouse, and $3,500 of that goes to interest. Mr. Speaker, all of his spending programs have doubled the cost of housing, and according to Bank of Nova Scotia, have boosted interest rates another 2%. Will he realize the damage he's doing in causing Canadians unsupportable and sustainable mortgage?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we recognize the challenges Canadians are facing, and on this side of the House, we've chosen to invest to support them, to create new affordable housing, to create new apartments. But, Mr. Speaker, as much as the Leader of the Opposition loves to rise in this House to talk about Canadians and suffering, he will not rise in this House to support solutions to Canadians' challenges. He rose in the House to vote against 71,000 new rental homes through the Apartment Construction Loan Program. He rose in this House to vote against 12,000 new affordable homes through the Rapid Housing Initiative. He likes to instrumentalize Canadians. He won't solve for them.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Voted against an approach that has spent $87 billion on affordable housing to double the cost of housing. He thinks that if he's expensive, he's excused for his failures. Mr. Speaker, failing is bad. Failing expensively is even worse. Our common sense plan would require cities permit 15% more housing as a condition of getting their financing, give them bonuses if they beat the target, link the dollars they get for transit to requirements for apartments around them, and sell off 6,000 federal buildings and thousands of acres of federal land to build, build, build. Why can't he get behind that common sense plan?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, inflation has gone up, interest rates have gone up, food prices have gone up, energy prices have gone up, all linked to the ongoing war that Russia is waging in Ukraine. We recognize that on this side of the House, and we are acting not just to bring down prices here at home, but to stand with Ukraine in our fight against Russia. Unfortunately, the Leader of the Official Opposition, who referred to Ukraine as a faraway land, refuses to stand up to deliver for Ukraine. Mr. Speaker, on this side of the House, we will always be there for Ukraine.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, he's not there for Ukraine, he's there for himself. When Conservatives demanded that the government provide lethal weapons before Putin's invasion, when they most needed them, he said no. When Conservatives kicked Putin out of the G8, made it the G7, he said no. And what he said yes to giving Putin an exported big, powerful turbine to pump his gas and fill his war chest and export detonators used for Russian mines that blow up Ukrainians, Mr. Speaker. That's not there for Ukrainians. We will stand for Ukrainians and for Canadians.
The right honourable, the right honourable. Order. The right honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I am delighted to find ourselves in an argument about which side of the House is more supportive of Ukraine, because one of the strengths that Canada has had on the world stage these past difficult 2 years is that we've said there is no debate around support in Ukraine in Canada like there is in other countries where MAGA-inspired far-right movements are undermining supports for Ukraine. The Conservative Party of Canada has an opportunity to reverse its position